everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making bread machine rolls. Once you put everything in the machine, it's really easy after that. It's really easy to put everything in the machine. If you don't have a machine, you can do this by hand, but it's a longer process. And if you know how to make bread, then you know how to make these. So let's get started. You're going to go in order that they are on the recipe into the pan. It really makes a difference on how it mixes together, okay? So you need 1 cup of warm water. Now when I say warm, I mean to the temperature of when you heat up a baby's bottle and you put the liquid on your wrist. That's the warmth it should be, okay? It shouldn't be burning and it shouldn't be cool. You gotta let it have warmth to grow the yeast. Then we're gonna add in 1 egg, lightly beaten. While you're watching me do this, head on down below and subscribe to our YouTube channel. 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Now I have to make sure you guys understand everything that goes into this has to be room temperature. Don't get butter out of the refrigerator because it's not going to work. And I'm just dropping it around the inside of the bread pan itself so that each piece gets a little bit on it, okay? Alright, then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, which I have right here. 3 1/4 cups of bread flour, okay? Now, don't pack your flour in. Kind of loosen it up. Kind of take your measuring cup and kind of like do this. Just kind of loosen it up. You don't want it packed in there, okay? So here's the 1/4. Here's 1. And just lightly tap it down. 2 and 3. And the reason that you're doing this in order is because you don't really want your salt with your yeast. You just want the sugar because sugar helps the yeast grow. Alright, so there's 3. Now, 1/4 cup of sugar. You sprinkle that. Kind of make a little well in the middle of your flour, just a little bit, and put more sugar than around the outside because we're going to put our yeast in that hole, okay? And then we need 3 teaspoons of yeast. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, all you're going to do is close your machine. I already have mine set to dough, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we'll come back in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Alright, so my bread is done. Take a look at that. That's what we're looking for. Now just dump it out onto a counter. You don't need any flour or anything. Okay, I'm gonna get. Now remember to take out your turning tool. Even when you bake it, it gets stuck in there. You have to dig it out with a knife or something, okay? Let me get a spatula. Okay. And you want to figure at least 2 rolls per person, at least. If you have people that really like bread, I would probably do 2 batches of this. Do not double it. You have to do 2 separate batches, okay? Alright. Alright, so that's out. Now we're going to put this into, we're going to separate this into 15 balls, okay? So we're going to do 1 slice. Try to make them as easy as possible. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to do each one of these in threes. 1, 2, okay? And then just roll them in your hands, make a ball. You're going to put them in a greased pan. I used Crisco oil, Crisco, the lard. All right, and these don't have to be perfect or anything, just put them in. And they'll be close together. And they get really big. Just kind of roll it like that. There you go. And it's not sticky in your hands once you get it rolling. It's not sticky at all. Alright, so here's our rolls. Now you're going to cover these with a damp cloth that's done in really hot water, okay? And it has to be a linen cloth. So cover it with a linen cloth, and you're going to let it rise for 30 minutes or until double in size. Alright, this is what they should look like right before they go in the oven. They've doubled in size. I'm going to put them in a 375-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. We're going to check and see. We want them a light golden brown, but when you tap on the top, it should sound hollow. Alright, so my rolls took exactly 15 minutes. After about 10 minutes of them sitting in the pan, flip them out onto a cooling rack, because you put Crisco in the bottom of the pan, and see, it makes it a little damp. If it sits in there, it will make this bottom soggy, and you don't want that. Okay, so just flip them out, and once they're totally cold, you can just stick them in a Ziploc bag and store them for a couple of days. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and remember, you do you.